Hey guys, this is Black Bolt. Hope everybody is doing well, staying safe and healthy. It is a balmy 1 degree in Minnesota right now, and I've not driven that much, but my range is already at 81 miles remaining. So I'm not sure how much range is going to be overall. I think it'll be around 120 to 130, but I'm not going to be able to drive enough to figure that out. So the topic of today's video is money, and I slept on this one trying to decide whether or not I should release it, because personal finances are personal and everybody starts in a different place and everybody's at a different place. But I decided that I'm gonna go ahead and share a little bit of my story, just because if it can help even one person, then it's worth it to me. So over the last 5, 6, 7 years, my wife and I have gone from doing okay to being in the red to paying off over $97,000 in principal, which is easily over $100,000 when you include interest, and then to basically going up into the upper middle class with our income and living in our dream house and not owing a lot of people money. So basically the only people that we owe money to is our credit union for our 2 cars and our home mortgage. And we have found that it's really important to be debt-free. It's a biblical principle, but it also just, if you're not a religious person or whatever, you'll find that when you are debt-free, you sleep better at night. You're going to have opportunities like we did when we had an opportunity to buy our dream home. Not being in a ton of debt made that a really simple process for us. We were able to say yes. When we had the opportunity to buy the Traverse last year, again, it was a really easy decision for us because we didn't owe a lot of people money. We had full control of our cash flow. We were able to say yes and buy it a year ahead of time. This is our story. Here's some information. And to our subscribers, there are over 280 of you now as this video is being recorded. Thank you very much. We get over 7,000 to 12,000 unique visitors a month. So if you are one of the visitors who watches our channel and you get value out of it, please go ahead and subscribe. And then just some additional information. So we use a software called You Need a Budget, YNAB, for budgeting. That's helped us save a lot of money and get through our debt payoff process. I'm going to include a link in the description where I believe that you'll be able to get a discount. And then, as you guys know, that I also drive Uber, Uber Eats, and Lyft. And those are some of the additional ways that we have made income in order to pay off as much debt as we have. And I'm going to include links that could potentially get you bonuses if you're not currently doing rideshare and you want to give it a shot. So here we go. I'm going to start doing some Uber Eats. And I generally do rideshare in the mornings before going to work, but sometimes I'll also go out in the evenings. So today we are going to be talking about money. So I'll start out with the fun stuff, I guess. So 2017 Chevy Bolt EV, we currently owe $13,500 on it, and we bought it on July 31st of 2019. And then we also own a 2018 Chevy Traverse Premier, and we bought that vehicle I think in August of last year. We owe $22,500 on it, and the interest rate on the Traverse is 2.69%, and the interest rate on the Bolt is 3.84%. And our goal for this year is to completely pay off both vehicles. And the way that we're going to be doing that is I'm going to be paying off $500 a week on the Chevy Bolt EV, and that will get it paid off in July. So we'll have it paid off in full within 2 years of making the purchase. And then our goal is to pay off the Traverse in full within 1 year of making the purchase. And as I've mentioned in other videos, my wife and I don't really believe in carrying debt, and we had a paid off minivan, 2005 Honda Odyssey with 170 something miles on it, But when we got the opportunity to buy the Traverse, basically we got it for $7,000 less than they normally cost, and we were planning on buying that vehicle or a newer family vehicle next year anyway. So we decided, or that would be this year now, so we decided to go ahead and make that move since we got such a heavy discount on it. And obviously that discount is less than what we will end up paying in interest, especially since our plan is to have it fully paid off within 18 months of when we made the purchase. So last year we made approximately $20,000 outside of our job incomes, which is a pretty good amount. And our goal for this year is to make around $33,000. And then my job also gives me bonuses every now and then. I didn't get a raise this year, so I don't know if we're going to be getting bonuses, but my salary is pretty good, and my wife and I, both of our salaries combined, take care of all of our living expenses outside of the vehicles. So the money that we're making from Rideshare and from our side businesses goes completely to paying for the vehicles, to savings. We have our kids in activities, things like that. So just fun stuff. And then this year I also increased my contribution to the Roth 401k, and then we're also increasing our contributions to our HSA, because we're expecting at least one hospital stay this year for exciting purposes. So what does the Bolt have to do with our personal finances? So as you know, we use it to make an income. Before the coronavirus struck, I drove a lot for our business, driving around the Twin Cities when I have meetings. Most of that has now transitioned onto Zoom, Google Meet, that kind of deal. And then obviously from doing Rideshare, that was consuming a lot of gas. So at the time, we were running about $400 to $450 a month in gas in a 2013 Hyundai Santa Fe Sport, which is a great little car to have if you're gonna have an ICE vehicle. And then we had a $270 a month payment on it, and we owed $13,000 on it when we sold it, and we sold it for the amount that we owed on it, so we didn't lose any money on it. The cash flow on it compared to a Bolt EV was always going to be negative. And so in July, when we pay off this car, it's going to cost us approximately $40 a month to operate, driving around 3,500 miles a month, which is really cool. So even with the lower gas prices, if we had kept the Santa Fe Sport and paid it off, we would still be running around $300 a month indefinitely. Plus, as you guys know, ICE cars require maintenance and upkeep, oil changes, and those kinds of things, which would have increased the cost of ownership. And then also ICE cars just become less efficient and run into more issues as the mileage gets racked up on them. I'm not expecting to have as many issues on the Bolt EV as I would have if I was still driving the Santa Fe Sport. So basically, our goal for this year is to make an extra $2,500 to $3,000 a month on the side of our incomes, and that will allow us to pay off both cars, and then do have savings and investments outside of like the Roth 401k and the HSA. But that'll allow us to beef up those savings also. And then if we decide to get a Chevy Bolt EV or EUV, the 2022 model, we would do that in maybe 2023 or 2024 when they are used and the prices become reasonable, and we would be able to buy that in cash. So basically we have multiple streams of income, which is side business, Rideshare, my job, which is our primary source of income, and then my wife's job. She works part-time around 20 hours a week, which I am very grateful for. Another source of income that we are trying to develop is our YouTube channel. When I originally started the channel, I didn't really plan on making any money off of it. I didn't think that there would be very much interest in a channel for the Chevy Bolt EV, so I kind of just started the channel for myself to kind of track how I was doing with the Bolt and to see how much money I would actually save and make by using the Bolt as opposed to having a nice car. And to all of the subscribers, thank you very much. You guys have been awesome. You guys have really embraced the channel, which I am grateful for. So the goal now is to get it to 1,000 subscribers so that we get it monetized. And if I'm able to make eventually like $500 a month from the channel, that would be really awesome. And obviously that would cover whatever we would need to upgrade the car or to keep this car and keep it maintained and in top shape to go as many miles as possible. So in order to make around $2,500 to $3,000 a month using the Bolt EV, that's going to require me driving probably in the 30 to 40,000 miles this year. So that would get us to about 150. And then if I keep on doing rideshare next year, then that's when I would be able to get the car to 200,000 miles, which would be a pretty cool milestone, which is something that I want to do. And I've already got my Uber Eats on. I've got my first stop coming up to this McDonald's right here. And I will talk more about specific rideshare strategy for how I maximize income with the time. I don't consider rideshare to be a long-term income source because it is a time for money proposition. I would obviously prefer to do something that involves long-term income through our business and also through growing the YouTube channel to the point where whenever somebody watches a video, that video gets monetized whether we make the video today or we make it 2 years ago. So this is an example from Uber Eats. This order is $13.19 from Buffalo Wild Wing and delivering to Oak Grove, which is in this area, and it's 33 minutes. So I know it's not going to take 33 minutes, so I'm accepting that. And this was an additional order that came in, also going to Oak Grove, so I ended up doing 2 pickups, and with additional tips I made over $30 on that one trip that took less than an hour from going to Oak Grove and coming back into the busy area. So guys, to sum it up, 2021 is going to be an amazing year. We've got some huge goals, and in order to achieve those goals, it's going to require a lot of faith, a lot of hard work, and providing you guys with a lot of quality content regarding the Chevy Bolt EV and the electric vehicle markets in general. So you guys want to come back and participate and be active members on the community. And if you haven't already done so, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel and help us grow. We'll talk to you next week.